Hi everyone, it's Angela. I'm out here taking my walk today. It's a gorgeous day here in Maryland. I just finished my practice session with my client. I am in a parent coaching program with Jai Institute for Parenting, and with my practice client, I'm taking her through the program, and we are now on week 3. It has been very insightful for her so far, and it is so amazing, being able to fill in the gaps. There's so much that, when you think about a parent centric program, basically a program that focuses more on the parent than on the child. When you're a part of a program like that, things that you see about yourself, about your nature, that can just be tweaked a bit, right? To help us to parent in a more thoughtful way. In the program, one of my classmates was talking the other day, and she's friends with this CIA person. And the person shared with her a communication tip that she turned around and put it in the realm of parenting. And what he said is that communication, or behavior is less about manipulation, but more about communication. And so when we think about our children, I hear a lot of parents, especially parents of young kids, say that their kid is trying to manipulate them. But it's less about them trying to manipulate you and what are they trying to communicate to you, especially when you have behavior that is, I hate to say bad behavior, but behavior that is very resistant. Think about yourself. Think about if, let's say, you and I are friends and I did something, or let's say you did something to me. Let's say you did something to me and I didn't like it, or you said something to me in a tone that I didn't like, and I didn't address it when you did it, right? And so the next time I saw you, my body language towards you is a little cold. I don't speak to you, and you don't know that you've done something to violate me or that I didn't like. And so the next sensible question, whether you verbalize it to me or not, is what's wrong, right? And so communication, or resistant communication, is almost a doorway, so to speak, to digging deeper, to learning, right? Because if I tell you, okay, well, when you said such and such to me, I didn't like it. Now you've learned something else about me, something else about my body language, that when you speak to me in this particular way, I take offense to it, right? And so it's the same way when you're talking to your child or you're talking to whoever you're in a relationship with. If you have overstepped a boundary with them, if you have said something that impacted their feelings, their emotions, their heart, their thought process in a not so positive way, without making an amend for it, without saying like I'm sorry or addressing it, we're going to have a problem if it's not addressed, right? The same thing with you. If I disrespected you and I didn't come back and say, hey, I'm sorry that I said such and such, and I don't address that, it's going to build and build and build. How dare she come up to me and still talk to me as if everything's good when she did not say she was sorry for stepping on my foot? How dare she come up to me and she didn't apologize for, saying something disrespectful to me? It's going to build, and eventually it's going to cut off the fluid line of communication. Oftentimes, especially when we're talking to our children, right? We speak to them in a way that is it's disrespectful. Respect does not have an age on it. Feelings don't have an age. Emotions don't have an age. Now, is there an appropriate way to talk to people? Of course. Does that mean that you're coddling and patty caking and all that? No, it doesn't. But even when you're talking to somebody that you don't even like, there's still a level of respect that goes with just talking to a person just because they're a person, right? And so same thing when you're talking to your kid or you're talking to whoever this is in your house. Same way, same thoughts. If it would not be motivating to you, it likely would not be motivating to them. The other thing I wanted to share real quick is my kids used to watch this show called Special Agent Oso. Some of you with young kids might remember the show. And so with Oso, a kid would have a problem. Let's say the problem is they can't tie their shoes. And so they would have three simple steps. Step one, put on the shoes. Step two, lace the shoe or make a bow. Step three, tie it tight, right? And so, but the main thing was the three simple steps. And so, the reason that I wanted to bring that up is that sometimes what we can do, instead of just saying, you need to get in there and do these dishes, or you need to get in your room and do X, Y, and Z, is that when you have a time when everybody's calm, or when you're calm, maybe you can write out, okay, well, our objective is we want to get out the house earlier. And so step one would be, I don't know, wash up. Step two, go eat your breakfast. Step three, make sure your bed is made, right? And so then show the person that you're trying to communicate this with these simple steps and have them repeat the steps back to you. And so in doing that, you're on the same page. And so when it is time to get out the door, instead of yelling, you can go back to, hey, look, what were our steps again? Right? That comes through a lot faster, and that's something that they can control more than you're yelling at the top of your lungs, because all that does is raises your blood pressure and it gets everybody off, right? So it's just something to consider. Hopefully it helps. Remember to take a breath. If you pray, right? Because your health and your mental well-being is important. If you're down, who's going to take care of them, right? So this is Angela. I hope that this has been helpful, and I hope that you make it a great day. Talk to you soon.